A biking track has a length of 1,848 feet, and we would like to convert that to miles. The strategy is going to be to multiply what you have by a fraction that has a label that you want in the numerator. So in this case, we want miles, so we want miles in the top. And the denominator will have a label that you have, which is feet. So if we go looking for a conversion with miles, what I want, over feet, what I have, the one that we find is miles and feet, which is this one right here. Okay, so we're gonna use this one. So I've started off with my original number. I'm going to multiply it by 1 mile over 5,280 feet. When you multiply fractions, multiply across. So 1,848 times 1 is 1,848. 1 multiplied by 5,280 is 5,280. Next, I notice that the feet canceled. The feet, which is why we're multiplying by a fraction that gets rid of my original label. Converting this, let's go ahead and just grab our calculator really quick. We read from left to right, so this says 1,848, next line, divided by next line, 5,280, and we get 0.35 miles. Okay, let's do one more of those. We have a jogging track that has a length of 1,144 yards, and we want to turn that into miles. So remember our strategy, we are going to pick a fraction that has the label you want in the numerator. I want miles, so I'm going to put miles in the top. The label that I have yards, is going to go in the bottom. So I'm looking for a fraction that is miles over yards. So we're going to use this one right here. Okay, so let's take our original number, which is 1,144, and I'm going to multiply it by this fraction, and then multiplying across. And I should back up really quick. The reason we're doing that, notice the yards cancels the yards. All we have left is miles. Okay, multiply across. 1,144 times 1 is 1,144. And then 1 multiplied by 1,760 is 1,760. I'm going to grab my calculator. And this says 1,144, next line, divided by, next line, 1,760 equals, and I have 0.65 miles. I think it's worth noting that these fractions are used because they're equal to each other. 1 mile is equal to 1,760 yards. And 1,760 yards is equal to 1 mile. So these fractions are created by two things that are equal. So if you're Googling to figure out the conversion, if I want yards to miles, I might ask how many yards in a mile, and it'll say 1,760. So now I can create a fraction out of the two items that are equal, and I know which one I should use, in other words, numerator label, denominator label, because we want to multiply by a fraction with the label that has what you want in your final answer, and in the denominator, the label that you start with.